Hey guys, welcome to Bite Me. Oh, it's been a couple minutes since I filmed a podcast. I've been a little busy lately. I recently got back from vacation. I don't really want to hear any travel shaming because we were very safe about it. There is a vaccine now. My category has not been selected yet to get it, but June and I wore masks vehemently. We went to places where there were mask mandates in place. I would venture to say that the place was less safe that we were there, considering we're from South Dakota, than we brought anything back with us. So I needed to get out. I think we're all feeling a little bit of the crunch. Trust me, if you were in South Dakota, you would need to get out too. Like, sometimes I need a break and to go be with some people with some common sense. So let's just go with grace, okay? Okay, glad we got that out of the way. Nobody gave me any flack for it, but and I don't harbor any personal guilt, but none of us are perfect. It was kind of an issue of, well, do I want to preserve my mental state or my health? And my health I chose. But we social distance for the most part. We were with my brother Seth. He lives in Las Vegas. And then we missed our flight back. So I took my daughter to see the ocean. And we stayed on the beach for 3 days. It's pretty great. And cleared my mind quite a bit. And I think also made me question some other things going on in my life. I don't know if it's good or bad, just different. But upon coming back after my brief hiatus, I came to find that Trump was acquitted. And I wanted to talk today on Season 1, Episode 18, The Truth About Trump Triggers, or rather, why he triggers us. And when I say us, I mean the mainly 68% female following that I'm pretty sure I have, because you all are also sufferers of narcissistic abuse. If you follow me, it is because you have experienced with the white male narcissist, even if you're not aware of it. Too many of us have been shafted in the courtroom, mansplained to, interrupted, had our rights ripped from us, cast aside, blamed, raped, or came close to being murdered. And who got justice? Mostly none of us. Society panders to the white male while it blames the woman and holds her completely to unrealistic standards, all the while ripping away at her identity and scrutinizing her every move. Need convincing? Just look at Britney Spears. I mean, if you think about it, it's the guy who got a raise before you did, the boyfriend who sexually assaulted you in high school, the husband who got the kids in the custody battle, the judge who locked you up but let him go. And not to mention all of the money, time, and energy it probably costs you along the way. That's why Trump triggers us, all right? We see him and we see all the men who went before. And I'd be willing to bet that just like me, your ex-husbands are supporters of his. Look, my mom was a total POS, but she said to me once, you got to stop dating these guys. Do you have any idea how much further along you'd be financially if they hadn't come into your life? They're taking from you, is what she said to me. And she wasn't wrong. They were taking that time, energy, money. Little did she know, or maybe she did, that the relationships that I'd developed with them was due to her own gross negligence, parenting. But that's a topic for another episode. The point is, when we see Trump, we see them. It's another rich white man navigating the system that he or they created to do just as he pleases with no ramifications whatsoever for his actions against us. It's a hard thing to deal with. I know you're feeling what I'm saying. Will it ever end? How do we manage in the meantime? I don't know. On TikTok, I care a lot. And in real life, I care a lot. I care a lot about the things. But the more the time goes on, the more I start to lose hope. And it's not to say I won't have hope tomorrow. It's just in this moment I don't. And I think that's normal to have brief pauses in our perseverance. Can't be strong all the time. Sometimes you gotta rest. I've talked about that in the past few previous episodes. Choosing your battles, don't beat up the world. It's a hard thing to get up every day knowing that there was never any justice before, and there wasn't today, and there likely won't be after, but there might be. I think it's situational. My friend Jessie just got her law passed in South Dakota. So sometimes there is justice. And for anybody who's wondering, I think it's HB 1204. You can write your lawmakers about it if you're in South Dakota. It's a law that made it so that it's a felony charge to wave around nude photographs in the courtroom. You'd think that was already a law, but it's not. And you'd think we wouldn't need a law to implement that cause, but we did. These are the kind of things that make me tired. But that's okay that I'm feeling triggered, because that's what this episode is about, is Trump triggering us. There was a time when I wasn't so awakened to it yet, when I didn't realize that it was happening, the patriarchy and the gross control they have over everything. But even these days, when I lose hope like I am right now, I never wish that I could return to the ignorance that I was under before. I don't ever wish that I could go back to a time when I was under the influence of the white male, thinking, oh, I'm so free in America. My wokeness now, even though we're not free as females, makes me free in the knowledge that I can stand for myself and I can stand for something. The battle seems to never end, but we know about struggle and change already. There's always going to be something. It's always going to take time. The nice thing about Trump's quote-unquote legacy is that no one can deny it now. You can't deny the racism, the misogyny, the sexism. It's there in front of you with evidence. The corrupt powers that be are in fact the white males, and they are everything that we have always expected and suspected them to be. They are taking from us, and they continue to take from us. Know this, some of us may never get justice for what we went through. But as long as we keep fighting, we know that our daughters might not ever stand for the bullshit that we did in the first place. I think that that's the real atonement. And if you don't get any sort of satisfaction from that, you can know that there really is such a thing as karma. You know, I don't believe in a heaven or a hell, but I do believe in the karmic value of the universe. And there is a time and a place for these individuals where justice is served. The only regret that I have is that we might not necessarily be there to witness it when it happens. But know that these terrible things that happen to you from people like Trump aren't for naught. And if it is triggering you, you can find solace in knowing that you'll never be that way. I do have a shirt for sale that says always carry yourself with the confidence of a white male, which is kind of a nice fuck you to the white men. If you're interested in seeing that, you can go on my website, thetruthfulgroomer.com, and click on the merch section. And for more information on why narcissistic men typically direct their rage at straight women, you can go to medicinenet.com. And for strategies on dealing with Trump triggers and triggers of narcissism, you can go to healinghonesty.com. 6 strategies for dealing with triggers. As always, feel free to check out the link in my bio and follow me on Insta and Twitter. Thanks, guys. See you next time.